my favorite Bible verses is Exodus 14:14. The Israelites are getting ready to cross the Red Sea. They're fleeing from the Egyptians. To say that things are tense is probably an understatement. And what does the Lord say to Moses? The Lord will fight for you, and you only have to be still. The Lord will fight for you. You only have to be still. I think so often we get agitated about things we can't control. We get worried, we get anxious, and we either talk to other people a lot or we talk to God a lot. And sometimes we just need to sit in God's presence in silence. You know, I think we talk about it a lot these days that we need more silence in our world. We have social media, we have the news, we have TV, we have the radio, we have constant noise and constant commotion. Sometimes we just need silence. In my own prayer life, sometimes I just need to sit in the Lord's presence. Sometimes I don't need to say anything. I just need to be there. There's a couple important things about silence that we completely neglect if we talk all the time. And number one is listening. When was the last time you listened to the Lord? When was the last time you listened to a neighbor? But when was the last time you sat in prayer and listened? We are always, at least I am, talking our Lord's ear off. Why don't we just be silent with him and let him speak to us? The other thing I want to talk about with silence is intentional silence. We have to search for silence. We have to be intentional about it. That is where the Lord will come to speak to us. You think of the hidden life of Christ. He intentionally, we don't know for 30 years what our Lord was doing. He was a young boy growing up with Mary and Joseph. There's that intentional silence that he shows us that's important. He's not always doing. He's not always preaching. But for 30 years in Nazareth, he's silent. That should tell us something about our own prayer life and our own relationship with God. Twice in Luke's gospel, Luke tells us that Mary kept all these things in her heart. When Mary was faced with mystery, when Mary was faced with questions, when Mary was faced with the enormity of the Son of God being raised in her household by her, Luke says she kept all these things in her heart. That requires silence. That requires listening. That requires stepping back and being comfortable with the silence. When was the last time I made space in my life for Christ to speak to me? For some of us, that space is trying to be made for us, given current conditions. But are we really taking hold of that and turning off social media and turning off the news and turning off the TV and making space for God to speak in the silence? And that's a little theology in 3 minutes. My third book, Coached by Catherine, Lessons in Charity, is out now from Scepter. Head over to joanwatson.faith to get links for it, to read more about it, and sign up for my email list so that you never miss news about what's coming.